Among all the prophets in the Bible, Jonah stands out as one of the most relatable and mysterious figures. His story is often simplified into a children's lesson about a man swallowed by a great fish because he disobeyed God. While that event is certainly memorable, the Book of Jonah reveals a much deeper spiritual struggle. Was Jonah merely running away from God, or was he actually questioning God's plans and mercy? From a Catholic perspective, Jonah's story is about the tension between divine justice and divine mercy. It is about how difficult it can be for human beings to accept God's ways when they challenge our expectations. The story begins when God commands Jonah to travel to Nineveh, the capital of Assyria, and preach repentance. This was no ordinary mission. The Assyrians were feared enemies of Israel, known for violence and cruelty. Jonah understood that if the people of Nineveh repented, God might forgive them. Instead of obeying, he boarded a ship heading in the opposite direction, toward Tarshish. At first glance, Jonah appears to be fleeing from God, yet the deeper question is why. The answer becomes clear later. After Nineveh repents and God spares the city, Jonah becomes angry. He tells God, "I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in love." Jonah was not simply afraid of failure. He was afraid of God's mercy succeeding. He wanted justice for Nineveh. He wanted punishment for those who had caused suffering and destruction. In his mind, forgiveness seemed unfair. Jonah knew God's character well enough to suspect that repentance would lead to mercy. This struggle reflects a challenge many Christians face. It is often easier to accept God's mercy for ourselves than for those we consider undeserving. The Catechism teaches that God's mercy is infinite and that He desires the salvation of all people. When Jonah attempted to flee, God did not abandon him. Instead, God pursued him through a violent storm. The sailors eventually cast Jonah into the sea, where he was swallowed by a great fish. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah remained in its belly. Catholic tradition sees Jonah's 3 days in the fish as a foreshadowing of Christ's death and resurrection. Just as Jonah emerged from the depths, Christ emerged from the tomb victorious over death. Yet Jonah's time inside the fish was also a period of conversion. He finally turned his heart toward God. After being delivered, Jonah obeyed and preached in Nineveh. Surprisingly, the entire city responded. From the king to the common people, they fasted, prayed, and repented. Instead of a triumphant ending, Jonah became bitter. His anger exposes the real battle taking place within him. In many ways, Jonah mirrors the elder brother in Jesus' parable of the prodigal son. God's final lesson comes through a plant that grows to provide shade and then quickly withers away. Jonah grieves over the loss of the plant, and God uses this to reveal His compassion for Nineveh. The book ends with a question: will we trust God's mercy even when it challenges our sense of fairness? God's mercy extends farther than we imagine, reaching beyond national boundaries, personal prejudices, and human expectations. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.